Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show with Ralf Friedrichs. Today we have a special guest. Because of his age, he's only 8 years old, so I'm not going to let you actually see him in person on video because of his age, and I want to keep his identity a secret. But I'm going to say hello to our special 8-year-old guest. Go ahead and say hello to my audience.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about the D.A.R.E program, the MAD program, the SAD program, but most importantly, we are going to talk about drugs and alcohol and what this particular child does know. And I did pre-interview him, and he seems to be very knowledgeable. But first, as always, we're going to do 2 commercials. The first one is for Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. You can reach him at 844-414-8444. That's Dr. Luis Gonzalez. He will take you from your addiction to your recovery, hand in hand, step by step, one day at a time. He will never ever talk about your past because he is not a counselor or a therapist. He is an addiction recovery coach. He will walk with you through your trying times. He also can turn you into an addiction recovery coach if you have passion, professionalism, and a personality, and you have some sort of addiction background. Call him at 844-414-8444. That's Dr. Luis Gonzalez from StartingPointMN.com. In case my audience seems to see me looking over here, it's because I have this 8-year-old smiling at me, so I'm trying to hold a straight face, but we'll try to get through this, won't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. There you can get eyeglasses anywhere from $6 all the way up to $49, and what those glasses include are single vision, non-coated, clear lenses, a cloth, and a case, all starting at $6, moving up to $49. If you need progressives, they have them. If you need transitions, they have them. If you need thinner lenses, they have them. They have everything that you can imagine. They have over 1,200 different designs. Even Elton John would be amazed by some of the styles they have. So go to www.globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Folks, if you have any questions about globaleyeglasses.com, you can contact me at 631-599-0218, or you can go to my hotline, which is 844-405-HELP. 844-405-HELP. You can reach me there, and I can help you with your optical... Excuse me one second. No. He is making me laugh. This is what happens when you have an 8-year-old sitting in front of you. But you can reach me. I have over 30 years experience in the optometry business, and I will definitely help you place your order. Today, usually I have a dry eraser board like I have in the corner of my house here. And today I don't, because I substituted my dry eraser board with a real live child, an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old that is going to school, that is hopefully learning about the bad things of drugs and alcohol. And if they haven't taught him yet, they will. But there are 3 particular organizations that are very much against drugs and alcohol. And you have D.A.R.E, and we're going to talk about what D.A.R.E stands for. And we have MAD, we're going to talk about what MAD stands for. And then, of course, SAD. I'm going to ask this particular young fella 10 questions. Again, hopefully he'll speak up because, sometimes the volume isn't as good, so I'm going to ask you to speak up. I'm definitely going to ask you not to give your name, but I'm going to say to you is just tell everybody, what grade are you in?
I'm in 3rd grade.
And in 3rd grade, they haven't taught you anything about any anti-drugs or alcohol programs yet?
No.
Nothing against D.A.R.E or MAD? Okay.
No.
Do you know the difference? And I want you to answer not just with yes, I want you to answer with an explanation. What is the difference between alcohol and drugs? What is alcohol?
Alcohol is like beer that you could drink, and drugs is like that you could smoke.
Right. Alcohol would be like beer, would be like whiskey, would be like martinis. You can buy alcohol in 7-Eleven. You can buy alcohol everywhere. And unfortunately, kids are not of age to drink alcohol, meaning that should you, if you're right now at age, should you ever touch alcohol?
No.
And why?
Because it's bad for your lungs and you can get cancer.
Right. Now, drugs would be something like marijuana, which looks like a cigarette, and then you have other drugs, which could be like crack and cocaine. And would you ever touch drugs?
No.
And for what reason? And speak up.
Because you could die from it.
That's right. Okay, question number 2 for my little 8-year-old friend here. Question number 2 is smoking good or is smoking bad? And tell me why you think it's good.
Smoking is bad because it could give you cancer in your lungs and it could make you die and you could get like lung
Cancer.
Yeah.
Like lung cancer. Now, so if I want to have a smoke right now, would you share a cigarette with me?
No.
Are you kidding me? Why?
Because I'm not a smoker and I don't want to die.
Okay.
And get cancer.
Now, you've never heard of D.A.R.E, right?
No.
What do you think the D in D.A.R.E stands for?
Drugs?
Very good. Now think hard, because we went and did this before. What does the A stands for? When you do things that you're not supposed to do, like when a parent hits a child, they abuse the child. So the A stands for abuse. So drug, abuse, resistance. What do you think the word resistance stands for?
Like
To keep away, to
Yeah.
not do it. And then what do you do in school every single day? The E stands for education.
education. Yeah.
So D.A.R.E stands for drug, abuse, resistance,
And
education. So the schools eventually, your school, will even maybe in the next year or two start educating you on how to be prepared for anyone that's out there that might want you to do drugs and alcohol, okay? The next question is, what do you think, well, have you ever heard of MAD? And I'm not talking about your sister being mad or your parents. MAD.
No.
What do you think the M in MAD stands for? You have one. Not your father.
Mother.
Right. Mothers. A stands for against. And what happens when you drink and you get in a car?
Drunk.
Right. Yeah, so Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. This was all based on one particular mother that's formed the organization because she lost her son due to a drunk driver, and she decided to form this organization called MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. It's a great organization. I've done a couple shows on it, and if you need to get segments of those shows, you can text me at 631-599-0218. You can email me at ralph@takeyourlifebacktodayshow.com. Now, another question. Have you ever heard of SAD? And I'm not talking about when you don't get to win $1 million or you don't get your way. I'm not talking about that sadness. What do you think what do you think the S in SAD stands for? What are you in school?
Secret.
What are you in school? A student.
Student.
What do you think the A is?
Education.
A.
Education.
Against.
Oh.
Yeah, student against destructive decisions. What do you think destructive means? To break.
Yeah.
And the decision is a bad decision. So you, as a student, should be against bad decisions, right? Now here come the big questions, and I don't want just a yes or no answer. I need an explanation, okay? Can drugs kill you? And if you say yes or no, tell me why.
Yes, because it could give you cancer, and cancer could kill you. And your lungs, if they stop breathing, they could swell up and kill you too.
Right. And let me ask you this. Do you think when you smoke or you do drugs and alcohol, it'll kill you right away, or it takes a long time, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be suffering. So every cigarette that you, my audience, or every beer or every drug that you take, it's not an immediate death. It is a prolonged death with lots of pain and suffering. So yes, my friend here, my 8-year-old student, said that drugs can kill you. It will harm you. What about alcohol? Do you think alcohol can kill you?
Yes, because alcohol could, just like beer, and beer can make you drunk, and if you drive drunk, you could die.
Right. And that goes,
In a car accident.
right, and then it goes right back to Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Do you remember I just said this lady, she lost her son, a boy that was just a little older than you, in the car. A drunk driver hit him, and the boy went to heaven. That's terrible, isn't it? Now, here's another question. If you were going to be a cop, I know you said you don't want to be a cop. Well, tell my audience, what do you want to be when you grow up? Give me 2 things that you might want to be.
I might want to be a carpenter.
Okay, like your dad?
Yeah.
That puts carpeting down?
Or veterinarian.
Veterinarian, because you love animals.
Yeah.
But if you were going to be a cop, why would you want to be a cop? To do what?
So I could save people when they do the bad thing and save people who do the right thing and are in the bad things.
Right, and like the people that are driving drunk, you could arrest them, and then you could put them in jail and make sure they'll never drive drunk again so we don't lose any more children. If your friends want you to smoke, drink, or do drugs, first of all, question number 1 is, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
And why wouldn't you? I mean, it's so cool. It's so cool to get drunk. It's so cool to do drugs and
Because
kill
I don't
yourself.
want to die, and I want to live my life healthy and not bad.
That's right. And even though you're only 8 years old, I hope that you remember these things when you're 18, right? Because that's when it's most important. Now we have another question. Would you tell someone if you saw your friends doing drugs?
Yes, I will.
And who would you tell?
If I was in school, I would tell the principal and the teacher or whoever takes care of those kids.
And what do you think's going to happen to those kids?
They're going to be like suspended of school or something.
That's right, they will. Now let's do a little recap on this. I'm going to test you now. Here's a little test from my friend. What is D.A.R.E? I'll give you the hint. The D stands for?
Drunk.
Drugs.
Drugs.
A stands for abuse.
Abuse.
Resistance. Very good. If I had a bell, I'd ring it for you. And the E stands for things in school.
Education.
What'd you say?
Education.
Very good. My audience, D.A.R.E stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, which he at 8 years old hasn't heard about yet, but I can guarantee you this. It will be coming. Now let's go to MAD. Ooh, MAD is, you know, the word itself is really good.
Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
You should be a cop when you grow up, because you want to arrest those drunk drivers, don't you? You want to put them in jail so they don't kill any more innocent people, right?
Yep.
What does SAD stand for? Students.
Students Against
What is a bad decision?
Drunk.
Destructive
Destructive
decisions.
decisions.
A destructive decision would be is if you smoked with somebody. That's destructive because you're hurting your lungs, right? And if you drink with somebody, that's destructive because you're hurting your kidneys. I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you sure drugs can kill you?
Yes.
Why?
Because it can harm your body. And your body needs to stay healthy to stay alive.
That's right. And are you sure alcohol can kill you? So many people drink alcohol. I used to drink alcohol. Do you think that it could have killed me?
Yes, it could.
So I'm lucky to be here.
Yeah. And you're lucky for your wife to be here.
That's right. Isn't she lucky? We talked about this, but you want to be a carpenter or a veterinarian. But if you became a cop, would you commit on arresting those people that are driving drunk?
Yes.
Good. Put them in jail. You promise if you become a cop?
Yes.
Okay. If your friends want you to smoke, what are you going to tell them?
No. I don't want to harm my body, and I want to stay healthy.
What about just a drink?
Nope.
Why?
Because that could harm your body even though you took a sip still.
All right. So you don't want to smoke. You don't want to drink. How about drugs?
No.
Don't you want to do anything? Why don't you want to do drugs?
Because it could still get you cancer, and cancer could kill you just like the other people that got cancer and got killed.
All right. Well, would you settle for candy then?
Yes.
All right. And chocolate milk?
Yes.
Those are fun things, right? They can't kill you.
Yeah.
Would you tell someone if you saw your friends doing drugs?
Yes, I will.
Now let's go over a list of people you can tell. You can tell your teacher.
Your principal, their mothers, or your mother.
Right.
You
Your
could,
father.
your father. You could tell whoever your guardian is.
Right.
And whoever's in the school.
You can tell anyone that's an adult, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll do something. And even, because you were just talking about confessions, right? Even when you go in that confession box, you can tell the priest, you can say, Johnny down the road is drinking alcohol. Maybe his parents should know, right? Well, you did very well. I am so glad that he joined us today. This is, again, I can't tell you the name. I can't show you who he is because of his age. He's an 8-year-old boy that obviously knows a lot about drugs, alcohol, and cigarettes, because he will tell you that it's all bad for you. And I am telling you right now, as he is sitting here and I'm sitting here, if you are doing drugs right now, if you're doing alcohol right now, today is the day for change. You need to start changing today because you might not have it tomorrow. Your lung cancer, your kidney failure, all that can happen from abusing drugs and alcohol. So you need to start changing today. And hold on one second because he has a question. What's your question?
And it could harm your heart.
Listen. He is my co-host. He will be joining me on all my shows. Eventually, when he gets bigger, he'll actually sit on the couch with me and look into the camera, into your living room, into your kitchen. You might be watching me in jail right now. You might be in a homeless shelter right now. Something, wherever you might be, has a reason for you being there. If you're in a homeless shelter, it's maybe because you spent all your money on drugs and alcohol. So now they don't have a house to live in.
Or bad things.
Right. If they're in jail, why do you think, if somebody's watching me in the audience and they're sitting in jail, why do you think they're in jail?
Because they probably was drunk driving and they got pulled over.
Very good. And if you're in a nursing home and you're an older person, please continuously ask your family to come visit you over and over again. But I'm telling you folks, it is so important. If you're still drinking and you're still doing drugs, today is the day for change because I'm telling you, you might not have it tomorrow. There's somebody in the world, as my friend here and I is sitting here, there's somebody in the world out there that right now is taking their last breath. And you know what that means? Taking their last breath, that means they're going to die today. Don't let it be you because of drugs and alcohol. Just make the changes. Do it like my friend. Eat the candy, have the chocolate milk, stay away from the drugs, stay away from the alcohol. And if you seriously want to do the changes today, there are 2 things you have to do. The first thing you have to do is admit you have a problem. Just like when you go to school and somebody catches you do something, right? Isn't it better to admit you did it than to lie about it, right? So for my audience, do you think whoever's doing drugs and alcohol, don't you think they should just say, okay, I'm doing it, but I want to change, right?
Yes.
So
and don't take candy from other people.
Well, don't take drugs and alcohol. Because I wouldn't be doing this for candy for them, right? Don't take drugs and alcohol from other people.
Because the candy could have drugs in it.
Right. And here's another question I'm going to ask him in a minute. But we talked about the first thing. The first thing you need to do is to admit you have a problem. But most important is you need to reach up to God and ask God to help guide and direct you. Don't you think it's very important for people to believe in God?
Yes.
Because what does God do for you? He keeps you safe.
God made you, and you wouldn't be alive right now if God wasn't real.
Exactly. So God is very important on any person's plan of recovery. Hold on one second, just be careful you don't hit the tripod. So it's very important that you include God. And what better way to include God in this way? When we go to bed at night, and I'm asking you, when you go to bed at night, sometimes you have shoes, sneakers, and slippers, but you have to take them off, right?
Yeah.
And you put them by the end of your bed on the floor, right?
Yes.
Well, tonight, push your slipper, shoes, or sneakers under the bed. Ask me why. Just ask me why. Say why.
Why?
Well, because tomorrow morning you have to go on your knees to go get them from under your bed, right? So when you're on your knees, who do you think you should pray to?
God.
Right. Thank God that God has given you another day on this beautiful earth. Because right now, my friend here and myself, we're breathing. And we can blink our eyes, but there are people in the world that are closing their eyes and they're dying right now. Don't let it be you. If you need to change, you have to change today. Find AA, go to a rehab center, call my hotline, which is 844-405-HELP. That's my hotline number. The help stands for me helping you, and I want to help take your life back. But you need to contact me at 631-599-0218 and let me help you take your life back. Let's see what we're up to. Okay, we're up to 20 minutes, so we have a few more minutes to talk about something. And what I do want to talk about is, and I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, but your parents at home are the most important people in your life, right?
Yes.
If you see your parents drinking, if you see your parents smoking, don't you think you might want to do that?
No.
Okay, but being a role model, your parents are a role model. You don't think everything they do you want to do? That's good that you said no. Why don't you want to drink and smoke if your parents drink and smoke?
Because they're not being a role model if they do that.
Very good. So if you're a parent and you're drinking and you're smoking, you need to stop doing that. As much as, what if your parents are cursing? Do you think it's okay to curse?
No.
What if your parents are hitting each other? Do you think it's okay to do that?
No.
No. So we don't smoke, we don't drink, we don't use profanity, and we don't physically abuse each other at home. And then this 8-year-old can grow up to be a normal person. What we do need to have at home is love, right? Compassion,
Yep.
respect, and emotion. It is so important that you show respect to your children, because if you show respect, you get respect. But if I yell at this 8-year-old all day, don't you think he's going to start hating me after a while, right?
Uh-huh.
You want me to listen. You want me to try to help you with problems. So that is important. So be a good role model, and what you put into your children, you get out of your children. So when your children get to be about 18 years old, they will go out into the real world knowing that mom and dad didn't smoke in front of me, they didn't drink in front of me. Not every child is like this 8-year-old boy, because most children, when they see their parents drinking and smoking, eventually they will drink and smoke. And I hope to God that you truly, if you see anyone, and I'm not talking about your parents, just anyone drinking and smoking, that you never do it, because it will kill you. If it doesn't kill your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, it might kill you in a car. But if you become a cop, then you'll do us a favor and arrest those people, right? So folks, today is the day to start changing. You already know what you need to do. You have to first say, I can't do this anymore. I want to change. Reach up to God. Ask God for guidance and direction. Do you know what guidance and direction means?
No. Oh, wait. Yeah.
What does guidance mean? Like if I guide you to do something.
Guidance means like protecting people and...
To show?
Yeah. To show respect and love.
Right. And direction is to show you which way to go, right? So guidance and direction comes from God. It doesn't come from anyone else but God. So you need to reach up to God, get that guidance and direction. We are all here to help each and every one of you guys. If you reach out to me, if you don't want to talk to me, you can text me at 631-599-0218. But if you do want to talk to me, you do want to call me, 844-405-HELP. 844-405-HELP. That is why he's laughing, because it sounds funny, but it's so important that people know my number, 844-405-HELP. I am on standby for you 24/7. I will help you if you have alcohol issues. I will help you if you have drug issues. But you need to reach out. I'm going to ask you, is there anything that you want to tell my audience, but don't give your name and don't put your picture on it?
Yes.
What do you want to tell, especially to the children?
I want to tell, if you think God did this to you, He didn't. It's your choice on what yourself is doing.
That's very good. And if there are any children, what do you want to tell the children? What not to do?
Don't do drugs ever in your life.
And what about the other one? What's the other one? Drugs and alcohol?
Alcohol.
Right. Alcohol could be beer. Alcohol could be Mike and Ice. Alcohol could be whiskey, right? All that is bad. So listen to what he just said. God isn't telling you to drink. Nobody's telling you to drink. You make that choice. You've heard of this, right? Just say...
Help.
Well, that's my phone number. Just say no to drugs and alcohol. Just say no. That's all you have to do. He will be joining me again one day. As he gets older, he'll sit on this couch next to me, and you'll get to see what he looks like. For now, he'll be mysterious. You got to hear his voice. He has a strong message for everyone that's out there. For 8 years old, he's a very smart child to know this much about drug and alcohol. I do hope you become a carpenter or a veterinarian, but I really want you to become a cop, because I know you will put those bad people in jail, right?
Yes.
And no matter how bad a person is, they're still human. So you can't like hit them, you can't do anything like that, right? You put them in jail, that way they can't drink or do drugs anymore. Folks, it is so important that you listen to this video over and over and over again. And remember, a sober today makes for a better tomorrow. And if you believe what I'm telling you, here, positive thoughts will give you positive results. Stay away from people that talk bad about other people. People that talk bad about other people have self-esteem issues themselves. Surround yourself with people that talk good about other people. Start praying to God for guidance and direction. And remember that a sober today makes for a better tomorrow. And did you want to say goodbye to anyone? Or do you want to just say don't drink and drive? Or do you want to say no to drugs? What do you want to say real quick?
Just don't drink or drugs. Do drugs.
Right. And the next time you hear him, hopefully he'll be a little older. But in the meantime, please, everybody, have a great day. But more importantly, have a sober day. And call me at 844-405-HELP and let me help take your life back. Thank you, and may God bless you.